I always like to think of the words of that great woman of Shunem. Speaking of the prophet whom she had observed but whom she did not know well, she said, "Behold now, I perceive that this is an holy man of God, which passeth by us continually." 2 Kings 4:9. It was not what Elisha said or did that conveyed that impression, but what he was. By his merely passing by, she could detect something. She could see. What are people sensing about us? We may leave many kinds of impressions. We may leave the impression that we are clever, that we are gifted, that we are this or that or the other. But no, the impression left by Elisha was an impression of God Himself. This matter of our impact upon others turns upon one thing, and that is the working of the cross in us with regard to the pleasure of the heart of God. It demands that I seek His pleasure, that I seek to satisfy Him only, and I do not mind how much it costs me to do so. The sister of whom I have spoken came once into a situation that was very difficult for her. It was costing her everything. I was with her at the time, and together we knelt down and prayed with wet eyes. Looking up, she said, "Lord, I am willing to break my heart in order that I may satisfy Thy heart." To talk thus of heartbreak might with many of us be merely romantic sentiment, but in the particular situation in which she was, it meant to her just that. There must be something, a willingness to yield, a breaking and a pouring out of everything to Him, which gives release to that fragrance of Christ and produces in other lives an awareness of need, drawing them out and on to know the Lord. This is what I feel to be the heart of everything. The gospel has as its one object the producing in us sinners of a condition that will satisfy the heart of our God. In order that He may have that, we come to Him with all we have, all we are. Yes, even the most cherished things in our spiritual existence. And we make known to Him, "Lord, I am willing to let go all of this for You. Not just for Your work, not for Your children, not for anything else at all, but altogether and only for Yourself." Oh, to be wasted. It is a blessed thing to be wasted for the Lord. So many who have been prominent in the Christian world know nothing of this. Many of us have been used to the full, have been used, I would say, too much. But we do not know what it means to be wasted on God. We like to be always on the go. The Lord would sometimes prefer to have us in prison. We think in terms of apostolic journeys. God dares to put His greatest ambassadors in chains. But thanks be unto God, which always leadeth us in triumph in Christ, and maketh manifest through us the savor of His knowledge in every place. 2 Corinthians 2:14. And the house was filled with the odor of the ointment. John 12:3. The Lord grant us grace that we may learn how to please Him. When, like Paul, we make this our supreme aim, 2 Corinthians 5:9, the gospel will have achieved its end.